In today's episode, we explore the inspiring journey of Emma, who went from working as a hairstylist to becoming a celebrated fashion designer. Her passion for accessories and deep cultural roots led her to create Modern Natured, a brand that is recognized for innovative, versatile, and sustainable big-centric design. She showcased her collection with Flying Solo at Miami Swim Week as well as Paris Fashion Week, and she's been featured in Harper's, Elle, Vanity Fair, just to name a few. Emma, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you and always pleasure to chat with you. Emma, for those, obviously, I know your incredible story, but for those who don't, how did you even start? How did you start your brand?
Okay, there's actually a backstory. So, Modern Nature actually started off as a beauty retailer. My background is product development and cosmetology. So, I started off as a hairstylist, and I always had a passion for accessories. So I was working on a beauty retail store where we were making body butter as well as retailing other brands in our store. And I just had our waist beads as an accessory. So I just thought it was always nice to have waist beads. Also, being that I am originally from Ghana, so born in the Netherlands, but born in Ghana, accessories have always been a big thing that was part of our culture. Then Flying Solo found me, and then next thing you know it, we were inside of Flying Solo. And then Elizabeth, you have been amazing, 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 amazing. And you asked us to attend Miami Swim, so we did. And when I tell you, that was like literally the beginning of our great Modern Natured beaded couture. So we got to showcase our, at the time it was our traditional waist beads on so many models. We collaborated with so many designers. And the thing about Miami, it was like really hot. Some people were a little agitated, but we were so excited because this was our very first one. So we were like, we'll stay here as long as we can. We want to see all the models, meet all the designers. And thank you so much again for making that happen for us. And I would say because we were so optimistic and because we were so open, I mean, everybody really embraced us, from the models to the other designers, and we were able to effectively collaborate, really enhancing the looks that they would bring. So the day of event, literally, I was like smiles everywhere. I was so excited. The photographers loved me. The photographers loved my waist beads, and the rest was history. So also in Miami, we got a chance to meet so many other designers, and we got invited to other shows as well. But like I said, that was the beginning of it all. So kind of let's move a little forward to Paris. So this is 2022. Again, Elizabeth, you reached out to me and you were like, hey, we love what you did for Miami, and how about you showcase in Paris? Now, at the time, a designer actually dropped, right? And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because I tell a lot of people this, but a designer, and you presented a phenomenal opportunity that I could not, just wait on. And it was kind of funny because around the same time, I was contributing to the White House, giving them feedback on like what products to put out there, right? Because they were trying to like end poverty in certain areas. So I was giving them advice on like what ingredients to use. So around the same time, I got the email and I was just like, oh my goodness. And I was talking to somebody else about it, and they were like, Emma, you have to do it. So I was like, oh my gosh, but I don't have a lot of time. And Elizabeth, I remember you told me, you know what? I need your sketches in 2 weeks. And I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, so you want like the waist beads, right? You like, no, your full collection. Like, you are going to be the main designer. So I was like, wow. So that honestly got me thinking, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, bead it couture. Because I wanted to use the same concept of beads, which our beads are sustainable. We use beads, recycled beads from Ghana. Some beads that we do get, we also get beads from India, but predominantly from Ghana. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to Ghana. We have to get it done. So I started sketching like at the airport. And then I started building my team kind of like on the spot. And I was like, Elizabeth, you don't even know what you're doing to us, right? But we got it done. We actually got it done in 8 days. We got our collection together, which we had our kente cloth because I wanted everybody to see that modern nature is in the building. So we actually used black sheep, so the leather. And then we had the logo debossed. And we used the kente cloth, and then we also, because we wanted to show the waist beads, because that's how we started. And then we also came up with the detachable waist beads, really because the models loved it, right? In Miami, the models loved the waist beads, but they were like, we have to take this off. We can't keep it on. So that allowed us to innovate. And that goes back to my background in product development, when you have to also be customer centric, right? You have to listen to the customers and see what they're talking about and what they're looking for, what they're interested in. So that allowed us to quickly innovate. So after Paris, I remember everybody was clapping, and I heard that was kind of like unusual because it's just like, okay, the next designer is coming. But so many people stopped us. They were like, wow, this is phenomenal. We love what you're doing. And that was our start. So honestly, flying solo has so much to do with the success of Modern Natured.
Well, it is an incredible story, Emma. I mean, I remember that show really vividly. I remember your collection. It was a huge success. But I love your whole story because it did started with just a waist bead. And I remember that while everybody was interested in what it was, but from what you mentioned, the first feedback was like, but how do I take it off? And then that's led to a different product, and that's what all led to the whole couture collection, which it's not where you started, but that's where you're at the moment, which I think is the best way for designer to progress. It's you start from somewhere and then you develop in a whole big collection, which is, are you wearing something from your newest collection at the moment?
Yes, I am. I am. So we also included earrings. So now we have earrings as well. And the thing about our pieces is that it's you can wear it multiple ways, right? Like for instance, the earrings you can bend,
Oh
you
wow,
can
that is so
reshape it.
cool. This
You can
is
do
so
so much
cool.
with the earrings,
Uh,
right? If you want to make it long, because the whole point is you want to be able to wear it in multiple ways, right?
mhm.
And that's just what modern nature is all about. Just our tops, like our tops turn into skirts. It can turn into a cover up for swimwear. So it's like endless. So it's not like you're purchasing a piece for just a moment. No, you're purchasing a piece that will last you forever and ever and ever. Yeah, and that's what we are all about. Yeah, versatility.
Great. So obviously you already did a lot of great collections. So what's going to be next? Like, are you in the development of a new collection for the upcoming season?
Yes, we are. And I failed to mention that we have been we've been published so many times. We've been in so many publications. We've been in Harper's Bazaar. We've been in Elle magazine. We've been in Marie Claire. I mean,
How
so
was it?
many.
How was it like the very first publication? Because I think every designer remember their first publications. What was the publication and how did it feel?
Okay, so the very first publication was actually in Miami. So that was Elle. And I was just like, ah! So then quickly I had to, I was working on the pieces for Paris. And then as soon as I came back, I saw Harper's Bazaar. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And then, I mean, so many, like Elle again. We made it in So Harper's Bazaar, Marie Claire, Vanity Fair, like it just kept coming. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was screaming, screaming, screaming for days. So yeah, the publication aspect, that, I mean, has helped us gain a lot of visibility. As a matter of fact, Forbes reached out to us and they said they wanted to also write about us and share our story with the world. So I was just so excited that, literally flying solo gave me a platform to showcase my pieces, and now everybody has been calling me. And also we went to the BRICS Fashion Summit last year, and we were invited to showcase our collection, a few pieces, and that was really cool. So
Well, that is awesome. And obviously, for you, it's just the beginning. I love that more and more people heard about your story. But how was it? So when go back to your story about how you did the sketches for Paris Fashion Week. So how, I know that you had only 2 weeks to sketch everything and deliver. So what was how did you even start the thinking process? Like, okay, now we're not just an accessory, now we are the whole couture brand.
yeah, so honestly, I I had to be in tune. Like I had to like listen to God. Like I felt like everything that came to me for a reason, right? Because at this point it was more like it wasn't even me, cuz like if you give this task to somebody else, the average person would be like, how am I going to do that? Right? Because I've never made a full collection before, and even sketching, like I literally utilized everything that I've learned growing up, from like graphics to basic drawing, to like just being creative. And I just allowed myself to be in a space for like literally, it took a couple of days, right? And I just started imagining. I started imagining my pieces on the runway before I could even create them. Because as a creative person, as a designer, I call myself a creative architect, right? You can envision yourself or your pieces wherever you want it to be, right? And then from there, you can start creating. So I feel like you have to envision yourself, envision your pieces, and then from there you start creating. And like I said, I feel like it was nothing but God that allowed this to happen. Yeah.
That is really awesome. So and once it happened, when you went on the runway, when everybody was clapping, what were your thoughts? Were you thinking about what is next? Were you enjoying the moment? How was it?
Yeah, like honestly, I came there fierce, right? I came there with a story, right? And that's why I also brought, I don't know if you remember, but I had the big basket on my
I remember
head,
that.
like Mama Africa is here, okay? So it was just like, wow, everything that I worked so hard for is on the runway. I had my sisters with me. I have Edwina, who lives in the Netherlands, and then my sister Pamela, a breast cancer survivor. She came, and my sister Kaden, she's an artist, and she came. So like it's just the support, the love. I just felt like it was my time, and like I said, I've been running with that momentum. We're still creating. Like I said, the earrings, they're like the newest piece that is part of the latest collection. And yeah, we're just looking to scale and still innovate. Yeah.
Well, earrings are clearly incredible. I love the whole part of it that is transformed. So whoever will be just listening to this podcast, definitely check out Modern Nature Designs on their Instagram and the website. By the way, would you like to say your website here and your Instagram so people can follow you and find you?
Yes. So it's Modern Natured. It's just at Modern Natured on Instagram, as well as online. If you go to modernnatured.com, you will be able to find us there. We are also at Flying Solo, so you can check out our pieces. We recently had a pop-up there. I noticed that a lot of people were really interested in our pieces. We sold some pieces as well. And yeah, I just feel like if you love innovative pieces, if you love pieces that you can wear like literally throughout the whole season, that's modern natured. If you want to wear this over a jacket, you can. If you want to wear this with swimwear, you can. If you want to wear this with a luxury, long, flowy dress, you can. So it's up to you, your imagination, your style. You can work with our pieces. Yes.
That is so awesome, Emma. So tell us, if you would have give an advice to a younger designer, like the one that is just about to start out, what would it be?
Yeah, so definitely, I would say you can dream big, but as you dream big, you can start doing little things, right? So I do believe in doing things in increments. You don't have to run and do everything at once, right? So if you start with, let's say you start off with some earrings, or you start off with wherever you're comfortable, trust me, you will get inspired to do more and more. And another thing I would say is, try your hardest not to do everything yourself, right? You can work with, whether it's your friends or whether it's you utilize other students, you can get help, because it takes a lot, because you have to post online, you have to communicate with customers, and when you do everything yourself, you can get very burnt out. And that's why I am very grateful for my background, which has been in product management. So also getting some type of system in place, whether you're using Asana, for you to be able to get all your work in a hub. You can collaborate with others. So whether it's like for social media, or whether it's for like fabrics, or whoever you have on your team, you can get them in that product management software and collaborate. So I think that's also very important, because I think there are a lot of creative people out there, but the thing that scares people is, how do I go about it? Or they get really overwhelmed with like social media. Then you have to get fabrics, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, how do I? But if you have everything, arranged, organized in a centralized hub, it makes your work so much easier. So yeah, so continue to dream big, but remember to make incremental changes and work at it. And sometimes you don't get it 100% right, but that's okay. Just keep going, and you'll
And
get there.
well, it's a wonderful advice. And what if you're a designer who just felt like I tried it, and run into the wall, and don't know what to do next? How would you pivot from there?
Yeah, and that is very normal. I feel like everybody kind of goes through that, right? Like in some way, shape, or form. But just know that, like, recharge and then go back. Like if you have to go outside to get inspiration again, or if you have to travel, or if you have to watch movies, like you have to be inspired. And also, like, join like a community of like-minded people. Join a community of designers, and they might be able to wean you back in and get you inspired again. But if you're like by yourself and you shut yourself out, like that's not going to help you. But I feel like joining a community can really help you, and it can really elevate you. The fact that I'm part of the Flying Solo community is helping me, because I'm meeting so many other designers that are inspiring me, so I just feel like, just make sure you're not standing alone. Make sure you join a community, and it's okay. Like, just know, like, first of all, like, it's okay to feel like that, but just don't stay there, right?
That is such a wonderful advice, Emma. Thank you so much. I know that this podcast will help a lot of young designers, a lot of designers that are currently creating. And honestly, you're such an inspiring person. I love that we did this podcast with you, and I know that you inspire a lot of other people. Well, thank you so much, Emma.
Thank you so much.